Hi, Emily, Jane from Violet Rays. Jane, welcome. It's been a minute. Um, so there's so much going on in the world and so much going on within each of us as we are gathering more light, and our soul is choosing what timeline we want to be on right now. So there's like a huge choice, a huge energy of um, coming together. So there's like unity as well as division, all at the same time. So I hope you're all doing well. Please like, subscribe, follow below. And also I want to preface, I'm offering one-on-one readings, coaching, shamanic healing sessions. Please email me for that to support you on your journey. So speaking about the energies right now. So the last 2 weeks has been humongous transitionary times. We are, it feels like time doesn't exist. It feels like my last video that I uploaded a while ago talked about we have the power to create more time, stop time, because time is man-made, actually. The more we're present, the more it slows down. And the last 2 weeks has been kind of dark. We're having to deal with a lot of things, go through a lot of changes. Me personally, every area of my life basically collapsed. So it's like moving, bye-bye relationships, friends and acquaintances, romantic partners, everyone's kind of swiped away. Finances, what are we looking at here? We got to do things new. As well as like emotional center, looking at our where we're misaligned in our own values and truth, because this is what it's coming down to now. So if you know where you're at, if you know what you stand for, if you know what is like dear to your heart, and you're like swaying from that in any way, that's where there's going to be a crash, collide, bang, out. And that's going to be moved away because it's not aligned then. Right? And so you weren't being honest with yourself. You weren't being in your integrity. And this is where we're being called out massively. And regarding relationships, this has been huge recently also, like it is living space, career, finances, our own personal healing journey, location, but relationships is a theme and has been ongoing throughout the last 2 years. And relationships, because there's so much more light coming into the planet, because we're getting mirrors all around us, because every situation around you is just a reminder of something that you know too well, that you may already have been over, toxic shit, certain dynamics that are playing out, certain people that are being drawn into your field. So the last 2 days, after like 2 dark weeks of totally unknown, totally fucking, what am I going to do? Feeling, going into prayer, going into faith, getting back into with myself, which is always the answer, mind you, and looking at self-sabotage patterns, all that shit, of where we're not giving to ourselves. Relationships is such a big factor right now. Triggers, huge triggers all around. And like for me, I cut a lot of people out. I felt like the betrayal timeline that I was trying to clear, I don't know if this resonates, but there's a betrayal timeline, disappointment, being let down, and kind of like people's truth is coming out, more than ever. They can't hide. So any kind of way that they were actually thinking or feeling about you is going to come out, as well as like if there's not respect, if there's not a real deep soul connection, if they're not meant to move forward in the timelines we are now creating, moving after the 2 after the energy of this is, which is opening up the river, the flow of our truth, and allowing us to step into the roles that we're meant to moving forward in this great awakening. It's going to just be totally collapsing and washing away, with that truth that comes out, you will see, that you've been allowing people in your space, me personally as well, that were not aligned or pretended to be aligned and faked it really, really well. Even if, there were some inklings of things, it's like, ooh, the cat's, what's that saying? The cat's out of the bag. More like the masks are coming off, right? So in regards to relationships, it's like really being present in yourself and in your boundaries. So boundaries are huge right now. Being so sensitive to the collective energy, being so sensitive to my environment, I pick up all around me. So what I'm going to say to you is like doing grounding meditations and doing protection in the morning or like throughout the day, reconnecting is so needed more than ever. I got hugely fucking demonically psychic attacked yesterday after having another Kundalini activation 2 days straight, which is basically showing me wherever, it's like closing those doors, that the ones that were left open, or the situations that I wasn't meant to go towards, is like literally like the lion's den. It's like if I even try to look that way, it's like, and that's what happened yesterday. So just letting you know, those that are sensitive, those that are in tune, those that are psychics, empaths, the sensitives, that there are these attacks going on, because we're gathering more light, we're more stepping into our roles, and we're more we're owning more parts of ourselves. So that is a threat in this awakening, as they're trying to shut us down even more. So I wanted to really give some tools today to kind of guide in a way that may make the easiest sense, simplify it. And one, when you recognize something or someone around you, and like you pick up their energy, and you recognize that something that comes out of their mouth or in a way they behave, do not dismiss it. Don't just, catalog it and be like, and keep observing. We need to actually speak up and act quickly. These are red flags. These are signs that something's off and something is going to happen shortly, within that day, within that week, whatever, with this person. I want you to pick these things up, and I want you to protect your energy. And when I say that, it's like, yeah, okay, like observe it, and don't just leave it in the back burner for later and whatever. I want to really say this clearly, that there's no hiding, and how we deal with ourselves and deal with other people is crucial right now. And that if you notice something toxic or inappropriate, or like crossing the line, or like sarcasm, or like those, like backhanded comments, and it's like, no, call it out, and or make your choice to walk away. Addressing it sometimes will create more drama, and sometimes that's what's needed to get a boundary, especially if it's someone in your life, like long term right now, or has been, but they're showing you something. And what are you okay with? What are you okay with moving forward? This is where we need to like draw the line in the sand now, because as we move forward in these new timelines, in our new roles that we're stepping into, none of this shit is going to fly. And actually, if we're not going to deal with it now, it's going to be way worse later. So that's number one. Don't just catalog these things for later. 2, in certain relationships, our truth. So I'm an advocate for speaking your truth, and for being in your sovereignty, and for setting boundaries verbally as well as physically, energetically especially. And really, really be mindful, however, of how much truth you share, because you will see it being used against you very aggressively these days, of the people that are not aligned. If they're still in our circle, if they're still in our energy, it will be used against you. So I'm also speaking to the opposite of, like, setting a boundary, speaking up, really get clear in your discernment of who can even hold or handle your truth, because it will hurt you moving forward with the wrong people. If you say something vulnerable, like, you know, that wasn't okay, that hurt my feelings, and they'll twist it and hurt, you know, so it's like discernment and knowing when to be quiet. And also, I've never been a fan of ghosting. Ghosting will fucking break you. It's so hard. And really, ghosting has nothing to do with you also. Can I just say that? That's that person unable to deal with, you know, their emotions, and to be able to communicate effectively to you. Now, however, there are times when I'm like, you know what? I've never been able to ghost people. I feel bad, but I can cut people off full on. I can. And now I'm saying that yes to ghosting. If it's been someone, you know, prominent in your life for a long time, but if they're really abusive, like fucking cut them off, ghost them. But I mean, if it's like someone that there's an opportunity for healing when we're able to communicate something clearly to someone before we exit. But right now, I'm like, ghosting actually, when it has to do with protecting yourself and your energy right now, this is like a dire state we're in. And I'm saying that right now, I could change my mind because I'm really not a fan of it, but like right now in the energy speaking today and this week and the coming couple weeks, ghosting, or at least not responding for a period of time, is okay. Totally. The universe is supporting this. People will get it. People get their own downloads and their own information when you kind of like, you know, shift your energy away that they may have been feeding on. Okay. 3, the relationship with ourselves. So how are you treating yourself right now? How much time are you giving yourself? How much criticism are you giving yourself? So this is like, you know, when I'm saying relationships and all this circle of blah, blah, blah in our life, I'm also like coming down to the core is the relationship with ourselves and the relationship we have with God, source, with our higher self. And more time needs to be given here. At least an hour a day, I would say, whether that be meditation, doing something playful, whatever you love to do, spend at least an hour a day. I mean, technically, I would say like we should be spending all day doing what we love to do and feeding ourselves while also contributing to the community or to the collective. But at least an hour a day to be able to participate in the transmutation that is happening, because as we get more light, more stuff continues to come up, and we cannot avoid it, and we need to address it as it comes because it's happening so fast. So memories, things from the past, any kind of emotional disturbances or things that we've kind of put away, like grief from things that have happened, heartache, yeah, anger, resentment. Fuck, we need to tend to these now. So I highly recommend spending time in that resentment today and just being like, to work to let that go and release that, because we can't run away. Like we can't hide it. So other people can't hide their shit. We can't hide our shit from ourselves. Also, I want to just touch on the soulmate twin flame journey. As we're coming into more union, okay, more of us, and the union within ourselves. More, I'm going to do a whole video on this about false twin flames, karmic. Karmic is different than false, and I want to talk about this because I don't see many videos about this. I've been on the twin flame journey since 2014, and there has been an epic amount of apparent twin flames that have crossed my path that you would swear to God was the one. And the most recent one that came right after I walked from that, I was not running. I fucking slowly turned my back and said, hell no, and no, I'll never turn back that way again. Another soul came in to show me the exact same thing. So I'm like, okay, what did I get from this? So this is like cycling. I've been getting soulmates, false twins, like the last 6 months. No, since July 2020, they've been like coming like nobody's business. And this is all for my own mirror work and my own healing, And so I want to say, like, if you're going through and witnessing also all of these soulmates coming in, false twins, whatever you want to call them, we'll call them a false twin, where you swear it's them, whatever, we're coming into union, we're going to find, no, fucking twin flame journey. Like, you don't want to play with this. Like, this is hell. This is going to shake up your life. This is going to cause fucking heartache and stress and trauma. And it's like, you don't want the twin flame journey, man. Everybody wants to be on it like a twin flame and ooh, love. Like, fuck no. It means you need more healing. It means you need to look at these areas of your life. And it's like throws you off a cliff and you land on a bunch of rocks. And then you're laying there wounded, like, oh, I thought life was so good. And then I met them and I thought it was going to be better. And actually it's like hell. So this is so prominent right now, like of these souls coming in so that we up level, so that we ascend even more, so that we're even more open and full of love and full of light, but we have to address them with integrity, in truth, and see where our wounds are. If we're hanging on, if we're people pleasing, if we're still doing any of those things in these relationships, if we're chasing love, not realizing we are it, if we're giving our power away, and like, get on it now, because these soulmates, I can tell you, and they keep coming and I'm like, what the fuck am I not getting? Come on. And it goes back to choosing you first. And I had done this video way back when it was just like an Instagram story or something. And I was like, I choose me to choose the we. So whatever is in my best interest, when it comes to self-love, when it comes to choosing me, that is choosing the we, that is choosing the collective. So I can say, like, I love you, but I love me more. I can choose you, but I need to choose me to choose you. Does that make sense? So loving me is loving you. And when we like try to give love away before giving it to ourselves, it's always going to lead to some kind of hurt. So it's giving yourself that time, that energy first, no matter what. I know, like, being a mom, that sounds like impossible, but whenever you can squeeze that in, set boundaries with your kids even, like, we got to make this a priority. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to survive the coming years. The next 3 years is going to be crazy, okay? And it's going to be beautiful, but it's going to be hell. It's going to be both aspects of heaven and hell all at the same time colliding, right? So whenever before have we been able to understand or bring heaven down on a collective scale? We've had, like little lights spread out around the world of that. But no. Christ consciousness, the resurrection of Christ, is bringing heaven to earth. Earth is heaven. Earth is God's vision of heaven. He built this so we could experience it viscerally, physically, and have all our senses and all this stuff. This is actually heaven. And then we got taken over and made into hell and slaves. So with the Great Awakening, like, those of us who are choosing the timeline of a new version of heaven, what they call New Earth, the Rainbow Tribe, all of us that are awakened, the Indigo Kids, the ones that are here, the Crystal Kids, those of us that are here specifically for this mission to bring heaven back to this planet, we're going to be living gloriously, expanding, uniting together, finding our soul tribe, all of this, and giving time to this, to you, is how we're going to get there. So that's why it's so important. So like, even me, I could be like, oh my God, there's so much going on. I need to give and help out, all these things. I'm like, fuck, I need to practice what I preach too, and really give to myself. So that's what I'm really speaking to give to yourself. And I think that's it for today. So please like, subscribe, and share, and follow up. If you have any concerns, questions, you want to know what's going on in the collective energy, feel free to message me on Instagram, universal.love.being, Facebook, I'm Violet Reyes Jane. And I'm sending so much love to all of you. We're approaching the new moon coming up. It's like so many portals opening, so many activations. It's just like wild. Run full steam ahead in this. You can do this. You got this. Even if it's like really hard right now and you're really in the clouds and you're really in the dark, know that the sun is coming. The sun is shining on the other side. That if it hasn't rose for you yet, it's coming in the next 2 weeks. You will get clarity. You will see options and doors opening. So I want to assure you that. And I'm just sending you all the biggest soul fam hug in the whole wide world. I love you. Stay true to you and bless.